Going Under is a roguelike developed by AgroCrab. Is the first game that released back in 2020. You are Jacqueline, an unpaid intern who has recently been accepted to the startup Fizzle. When you arrive at your new place of work, you aren't greeted with the usual shadowing busy work. You are tasked with clearing out rooms that Fizzle was built on, which consist of failed tech startups who acquire the relics they have that allow them to stay as productive as possible. To do this, you run through rooms, defeat monsters like Joblins, Imp-Sims, and Crypto Miners, gather skills which alter your abilities, gain mentorship abilities from your co-workers, purchase items from rivaling business stores, and defeat the bosses at the end of the dungeons. The writing in the game is probably hit or miss. Personally, I thought it was cute and chuckled at the colorful parodies of real-world business practices or just straight-up memes. It can also get a little sad with the way it reflects how bad getting a job can be in its own goofy and exaggerated way. I really enjoyed the dialogue between all named characters and thought it was pretty disappointing when I ran out.
Cajun avocado flavor.
That's...
I'm more of a teriyaki durian gal.
Oh, Cajun avocado, that sounds good.
They're a soda company.
Oh.
Visually, the game is pretty varied, but I love the end result. The style is based off of that super brand-friendly art style you see from massive corporations that just don't feel like they have personality since it's become a standard style. This game, however, has tons of personality with the way it takes those oblong and faceless shapes and turns them into actual characters. When speaking, the characters have portraits to accompany them, which are quite a bit more detailed than the models. What you're actually looking at through most of the game consists of walking bundles of shapes and flailing animations, which look super goofy. I assume that's an intentional choice because it matches the chaotic nature of the gameplay. The combat itself is hectic and sometimes difficult to see what's going on as the game sacrifices visual clarity to support the feeling of chaos. You pick up skills and can attack freely or use the lock-on system. Weapons also have durability and can break, forcing you to use whatever you find in the middle of fights very often. Skills you collect affect yourself and enemies in a huge variety of ways you would expect from a crazy-ass game in this genre. Given the massive variety in skills, some are just far less useful. RNG plays a big role in how hard your run is, but there's also a large amount of skill in getting better since most of the upgrades are not permanent and you have to reach those skills in the first place. As you get better, the little nudges you receive from a mentorship skill can drastically improve your runs. To get mentorship skills, you fulfill tasks given to you by your co-workers and deepen Jackie's bond with them. Minor gameplay spoilers, there are 2 acts to the game. After finishing the first act, all of your previously visited dungeons are much harder to complete with the addition of more monsters and alternate boss variants. There was also the inclusion of the work from home update, which is like a greatest hits of the game where you go through every dungeon as well as a new boss at the end of it. It was a little too much for me. I had way too many times where I died to a stray explosion or just was overwhelmed by the amount of stuff on screen. This isn't indicative to most of the game though, this is just a special challenge for those who really loved it and want more mileage out of it. Also, I ran into a strange variety of bugs in the game, from invisible enemies to being suspended in midair at some points. I wouldn't say it negatively impacted me outside of the work from home update challenges. Going Under also includes an assist mode for those who need help with a game like this. Strangely enough, with a game that has a lot to be proud of, I think the music is going to stick with me the longest. It is so very relaxing to listen to except for the boss encounters which fits this crazy ass vibe they're going for. Take a listen. Going Under is a fantastic game. The developer AgroCrab seems to have a real talent for making some unique experiences, especially since their upcoming release seems to be just as wacky and fun. I'm Frogwater. See you next time.